Hello and welcome back to Bike Revolution. Today we got another thing with the Honda Civic that I like to touch up on and help some of you out. If any of you are having this problem, I've looked all over the forums, searched high and low, different phrases, wording. I can't find anything that would resemble the issue that I was having with this car, but I think I fixed it. At first I thought it was this because it's plugged into the OBD2 port like all the time. So overnight, well, the problem I'm having is no crank, no start. Basically, you start up in the morning, drive to work or whatever. Say you stop at a gas station, turn it off, go inside, get something, come back out, and maybe or maybe not it will start. But then if you go and do another stop, for sure it's not going to start, and it's not even going to crank. So I thought it was that, like interfering with the ECU. So one night I unplugged it, then I unplugged the battery for the entire night, reset the system, and left it unplugged. And the next day it still did it, so I know it wasn't that. So I got a message on a comment on a short that I had made about a month or so ago about the same issue, and someone had reached out and commented saying on his Chevrolet it was his engine temperature sensor that went bad and it caused the same issue for his Chevy. Now obviously this isn't a Chevy, this is a Honda Civic 2008 variety. And so I thought, okay, this car has two engine coolant temperatures sensors. Has two sensors, one on top where the thermostat is and one on the bottom left side of the radiator. Now I got to thinking, I'm like, why would a temperature sensor cause a vehicle to not start? That's easy. It's sending a message to the ECU, hey, we're way too hot, don't start the motor. And at the same time, that temperature sensor is doing its job would not send a check engine light. So the whole time you're trying to diagnose it, you'll never find it because there's no check engine light, there's no PO whatever code telling you what the issue is. And it makes a lot of sense. So I'm thinking, okay, there's two sensors, one of them's defective. One of them, when I stop the engine, it's just reaching, it's saying that the temperature is reaching this crazy number and won't even turn on the fuel pump because you won't hear it go zzz, you won't hear that. So there's two sensors, there's one on top like I said, and there's one down there. I unplugged the first one on top, and what that does, the one on top sends the temperature readout to your ECU through your OBD2 port. And how I know that is because this is plugged into the OBD2 port and it tells me my temps. Okay, so I'm getting this reading from the plug that's on top of the thermostat because I know, because when I go to unplug it, that temperature disappears. Now I go to unplug the other one that's in the bottom of the radiator and the temperature still stays. I'm like, okay, so this isn't so this is how I figured out which sensor it was, because I'm getting temperature readouts from the top one and they're never going crazy. They're reaching 180 and dropping back down. You can tell that thermostat is doing its job. It's never saying anything crazy. Now I don't have a readout on the other one. That one just gets stored in the memory or whatever. It doesn't come out to the OBD2. So it has to be that one. Now, if you're like in a 2025, good luck, because you got like 12 sensors. It's ridiculous. So with that said, I unplugged it, and of course I'm going to get a check engine light. It'll come on when I start. See, there it is. So that check engine light is because I unplugged it, but I'm doing a test. I've been doing a test all week. I've been leaving home, going to work, stopping a couple of times, turn it off, turn it on the way to work, and I don't have the issue anymore. The issue went away. The no crank, no start, totally gone, because it's not getting that false readout from that sensor that's down there. All right, so another thing. We have two sensors. There's one under the hood and there's one on the radiator. I don't know if this is for like this on all of them, but I know on this one they are not the same size. The one on the radiator is a little bit bigger. I know that because when I bought this car, I tried to replace it, and I had bought it, and I said, nah, I'll just leave it. I did replace the top one. So the one on the bottom is a different size. You got to go to like Honda Parts Direct website or whatever and look for that particular one. You'll see the schematic. You'll see it located on their little diaphragm at the bottom of the radiator. They say that's the right one. I don't know. I really don't need it. I know, here's the thing. I don't want to spend the 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, whatever it is for it. So what I'm going to do is, since I already have a readout, and this car's been running fine without the other one plugged in, I just got the top one plugged in. I really don't need it, and I can not spend the 30 bucks. So what I can do is unplug the sensor or unscrew it from the radiator so it doesn't reach a stupid temperature anymore. As long as it, you know, the thing is that it could reach a stupid temperature even though it's not submerged in coolant. I don't know, but I'm going to do that where I take it out, plug it in, and zip tie it somewhere up on the frame, and then run a pipe thread cap plug into that hole in the bottom of the radiator and just be done with it. And I'm going to see if that works. But I know for sure it's that sensor, because now I don't have the problems anymore. The vehicle starts every time, the fuel pump turns on, all that. So just a quick recap. You know, you go with the what is it, the 3 C's or the 4 C's? Condition, cause, correction, confirm. What's the condition? No crank, no start. What's the cause? I believe I found the cause because now I've unplugged it and it works. The car works now. The correction, either replace it with a new part or take it out, leave it plugged in, and plug up the, you know, do the cheap way. And then you confirm it by, you know, keep on driving and see how it reacts. It's hard to confirm that it's completely fixed because, like I said, that temperature sensor at the bottom of the radiator is designed to signal the ECU not to start, not even to add fuel, because it's too hot. So it's doing what it's made to do, but the problem is it's retarded, it's broken. But the ECU doesn't know that, so it doesn't send a check engine light, because technically it's sending a signal. You know, if the wire was cut and it didn't send a signal, then yeah, the check engine light would come on like it is now because it's not connected. So there you have it. If you guys are having a no crank, no start, intermittent on an 8th gen Honda Civic, or maybe even a Chevrolet, this may be your problem.